So Quinn Ewers ain't playing against ULM. And that ain't no shock, okay? Quinn Ewers goes down with an abdominal strain, basically can't throw the ball without pain. Against UTSA, Arch Manning comes in and lights the world on fire. 9 of 12, 223 with a 67-yard rushing TD, 5 total TDs. Breakout performance for a dude that we all thought was good. People are going, his last name is Manning. No, he's the number 1 overall recruit in the class of 2023, okay? Start there. And you've seen it now. It's on tape. He can spin it, and he can run with it. He gives you every opportunity to win. And against a ULM team that I ranked dead last to start the season, you don't need Quinn Ewers. You don't need him. And I've said from the jump, what do you have behind him? Because, and I was right about this, he has not played an entire season healthy. Happens for a third year. He's not healthy to play the entire year. Malik Murphy was the answer last year. It was hit or miss there. This year, it's Arch Manning. It's all hit there. So much so that people are already asking 2 things. First one is, if Quinn Ewers were not to play the rest of the year, hypothetical, he's going to play, I'm sure of it, would he be a first-round quarterback? Yes, because the emphasis is on quarterback. We will draft quarterbacks in the first round that ain't first-round talents because that is how important the position is at every level, especially the National Football League. So much so that you watch the NFL the last couple of weeks, you can count on maybe 3 fingers the quarterbacks that you genuinely believe are elite, that you genuinely believe are great. Everybody else has a flaw or feels cooked. You know, Russell Wilson can't beat out Justin Fields, but I could have told you that when Justin was at Ohio State. Justin Fields is the most underrated quarterback in NFL history for me. It's somehow he got to Chicago and he did what they asked him to do, and I'm hearing about Tyson Bagent. All right? Y'all seen what Caleb Williams was doing at quarterback for the Bears, and tell me how Justin was doing. Caleb Williams won the Heisman Trophy. Caleb Williams was the most surefire number 1 pick that we have seen since Trevor Lawrence, since Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? And he is struggling at Chicago. Justin was able to do something. He's 2-0 with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and instead of people going, damn, the Steelers might have something, it's fake. It's fake. Are you kidding? He's in a battle with a dude that won a Super Bowl, and he outperforms him. What are we doing with this? Y'all really need to get up off of Justin, man, because between Justin and C.J. Stroud, those 2 Ohio State quarterbacks in general, in particular, 2 dudes I love, period. And both of them are great. It's just, can you build to them? You know what I'm saying? So because, how did I get to this? I got to this by talking about quarterbacks in the first round. You look around, you see Bo Nix get drafted. Quinn Ewers is a better quarterback than Bo Nix, full stop. It's true. Did he run a better offense? Maybe. Depends on who you're talking to at Oregon, frankly. Yeah, I saw what Bo Nix did at Auburn, and it was nothing and nada. 0. Then he goes to the Pac-12, and he is throwing for 4,400 yards with 40-plus TDs and like 4 interceptions. I got to tell you, playing quarterback in the SEC, it's a little bit more difficult to play quarterback in the Pac-12. You know who else I can point to for that? Caleb friggin' Williams. Caleb friggin' Williams won the Heisman Trophy at USC, lighting the world up. Gets to the Chicago Bears, and all of a sudden, hey, it's going to take him a little while to figure it out. Hell yeah, it's going to take him a little while to figure it out. It would take everybody a little while to figure it out. That's why we call it figuring it out. You know, Trey Lance gets drafted in the first damn round. Mac Jones gets drafted in the first damn round. Yes, Quinn Ewers would get drafted in the first damn round. Garrett Nussmeier, too. Carson Beck, too, whether or not you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot would have to come apart for this crop of quarterbacks to not go where we think they're going to go. It would just have to happen. I just don't see it. Dylan Gabriel might end up being the Kenny Pickett of this 2025 class because he's just been playing college football forever. Do you realize that all Dylan Gabriel got to do is put up the numbers this year that Bo Nix did last year to become the NCAA's all-time career passing leader, passing Case Keenum? And if I was Case Keenum, I would feel some kind of way about that because Dylan Gabriel been playing a year longer than me. Feels unfair? Yeah. Speaking of unfair, Oklahoma State has a 7th-year quarterback. Utah has a 7th-year quarterback. They're going to play each other on ranked teams. I don't know what you call that except professional football. To all the people talking about, man, I hate the way the college football is going. You mean the way it's been? We got pros now. We got 24, 25-year-olds playing quarterback, dog. Get out of here. Cam McCormick's in his 9th year at Miami, and we're celebrating it. I mean, good for him. You know what I'm saying? Get in where you fit in. But let's not act like dudes ain't playing forever in college because they can get paid to play in college. Got back to kind of Arch, right? So, Arch could play anywhere. Arch could have gone anywhere. Arch could have gone to Georgia. Arch could have gone to Clemson. Arch could have gone to Ohio State. Arch could have gone to Tennessee. Could have gone to Ole Miss. You know what I'm saying on that? Right? I'm saying? But he didn't. He went to Texas because he's always wanted to go to Texas. Authenticity coming through. That's number one. Number two is he is in no hurry to be the guy. And he said, look, I thought about it. And then I remembered I really like being at the University of Texas. I like going to school here. I like being on this team. I like my teammates. I'll wait. I'll be here ready. I'll continue to work. And I love what Steve Sarkisian had to say about this because he's been able to put a lid on all of this from the very beginning. And what he said was, Arch is just another guy on our team. And the reason I'm able to say that is because of who Arch is every day. He is the selfless teammate. He cares about the guys on the team. He cares about Quinn. They've got a great relationship. He works his tail off. He wants to play good football for them because he knows how hard everybody's working. So I literally don't address it with him. I don't address it with the team. He's just part of the team. That is a football coach's wet dream. That right there. A dude that you ain't got to talk into, hey, settle down. Just do what we ask you to do, and everything will work out. Usually, you got to have that conversation with most of the great players on your team, especially now, because dudes are in a hurry. Why are they in a hurry? Some people want to say it's because they're afraid of being competitive. They're afraid of being pushed. I don't think that's it. I really don't. Some people say it's about money. Maybe that's it. I mean, all of us got a price, and some of us got bills to pay. That ain't Arch. Arch ain't got bills to pay. Arch is fine. Arch got to just go to college. Got to play football. That's it. Rest of us, we might not be able to make that decision. Sometimes you just got to go where the money is because that's what your situation demands, right? Don't begrudge anybody that. Go get it. Go get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm always telling the kiddos, you better go get this money. You know what I'm saying? The thing that I would stress about guys that need to get talked into, hey, give me some time here, or you're good, just give me some time here, I promise it's going to be worth it, are the guys that need to play football. One of the things that we underrate about this caliber of football player is that they have been playing football competitively forever. They don't know what it is to practice and then not play. That is the reward. We've been teaching that since they were in Pee Wee. We teach them if you practice well and you perform well in practice, you will play. You will play, and you will play significantly. And when you are a star player, it's easy for a coach to do that because you get to say, we're going to run the offense through that person, or that person's our best defender. We're going to build around that. Sometimes those guys get to play both ways. So you're asking them to give all of that up for 1, 2, sometimes 3 years so that you can work your system. That's a heavy ask for a lot, man. It's not just an ego check, because it is that. It's not just a character check, because it is that. It is about sitting on your hands and twiddling your thumbs, chomping at the bit to get after it. I know what that feels like. I know what that feels like. I like to perform. I love to do this show. It's much fun for me. You know what I'm saying? And the more I do it, the better I get at it, right? The better I get at understanding what it means to host a show, right? What it means to keep things on task. And frankly, a lot of my peers can't do this. They cannot host the show, carry the show by themselves. That's not shade. It's just about talent. Same thing is about being able to throw a football 80 yards. Some people can do it. Some people can't. Some people are, quite frankly, Josh Allen. They can do things physically that the rest of us can't. And then some people are Chad Pennington. Some people are Rich Gannon. All of those can be starters and play. But asking that guy to not play is one of the hardest things you have to do in the world. And I got to give it up to Arch on that front. Because it would be very easy for the number one player in the 2023 class, who's also a quarterback, to say, nope, to hell with this. I'm going to go to LSU. Man, they would have lost their minds if Arch went to LSU. They would have broke the bank, man. They would not be playing about about a Manning at LSU. For those of y'all who don't know, Archie Manning, Archie's granddaddy, is a legend in New Orleans for how he played quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. The best player on some really crappy teams, right? Love that man. He made his home New Orleans. He raised his boys in New Orleans. They went to Isidore Newman in New Orleans. They ain't getting no Manning to come to LSU. They went to Ole Miss. They went to Tennessee, and they've gone to Texas. They would have lost their minds if they could have got Arch to come to LSU. But he followed his heart. He went to Texas, so that's where he's at. And I think he has another opportunity against ULM to really go put up some cool numbers. Now, on top of that, you get to give him that experience if you're Steve Sarkisian. You get to say, hey, look, not only did you purport yourself well against UTSA, we trust you enough to go handle this thing when Quinn has been ruled as questionable, but really you just want to give that man as much rest as you can to go win us a football game against another FBS opponent. That in and of itself is a reward. I choose to see that as a cool thing. In as far as the Arch Mania is concerned, it's really going to be up to him, right? Because this is a dude that doesn't seek spotlight, doesn't seek cameras, doesn't need to be heard. Unlike his peers, doesn't have a YouTube channel, ain't really on the tweets, ain't really on the Instagrams, ain't really on the TikToks. He want to play ball. Again, another football coach's wet dream. We are going to try to push that, right? Because we want to see him play, and he's fun to talk about. He really is. He's a lot of fun to talk about. And he's a big story that people care about. The way that I put this in a piece that I did for Fox is he is to football fans what Taylor Swift is to the known universe. Like, we're really geeking about him, and we really think that dude's cool. And I can't wait to watch him play football full time because I think it's going to be a lot of fun because it was a whole hell of a lot of fun to watch him play against a UTSA team that they were outclassing. It's just that much fun. It is also representative of what people claim to love about college football that is going away. The money is not that important to him. Being able to be a part of a team he loves, on a team that's ranked number 1 in the country now, that's the dream. Man, that's going to be underplayed. But do you realize that Arch Manning is going to be the first quarterback since 2008 to start at Texas with the number 1 ranking pinned to Texas? Hello? I don't know. Did anybody else point that out? Did anybody else point out that the last time that Texas was the number 1 team in the country, Arch's man's, the guy that he really liked to be, Colt McCoy, was the quarterback at Texas? I need y'all to, I need people to get on that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be Quinn. It's going to be Arch. No matter what you say, that is one cool fact that you get to put on your resume forever. Started at quarterback, number 1 Texas. Forever and ever. You know, that's just cool. You know, I choose to believe that that's a very cool thing. All right. Again, want to remind y'all, if you do not subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I've been hearing from people here lately who've been like, damn, I've been watching this show for years. I ain't hit the subscribe button. That's on me, dog. It happens. Hit the subscribe button. Help me out. Watch the show. We do the clips if you can't catch the live show. So you get what you want. Try to group these things as according to teams so that people can watch the part that they are most interested in. Or if you like hanging out with me, that's what this is, right? We hanging out, we talking.